There are so many features available on the iPad, but with many not obvious and hidden behind secret hand gestures in order to get access to them. So here are my top tips and tricks to help you unlock the full potential of your iPad. Some are pretty basic, some are not, but hopefully there is something here for everyone. Welcome to iTechGear. Let's get into it. As the iPad is a touch device, so many of iPad's features and ways of accessing them are hidden behind hand gestures and finger swipes that you just have to know. So here are the most basic ones to get you started. First up is the basic swipe up from the bottom of the screen, and depending upon how you do it, it actually accesses a few different features in the iPad. First up, if you swipe all the way up, it will take you back to the home screen no matter which app you are in. If, however, you just swipe up a little bit, it will then show you the dock bar. This will show you your most recent apps and also any apps that you've put into the dock bar that you've configured yourself. So it's a really quick and easy way to get to the apps that you want to start if you haven't already started them. If, however, your app is already running, then you can get to it quickly by swiping up and holding on the screen, and that will take you to the app switcher screen, which will show you all of the apps that are currently running on your iPad. Then simply select whichever app you want from that screen and you'll be taken straight to that app. However, if you just want to switch apps, you don't even have to go to the app switcher screen. Whatever screen you are on, if you use 4 fingers and swipe across the screen, it will take you to the next app that's running. And that is a really quick and easy way to quickly switch from one app to the next. If you go to the top right of the screen and you swipe in, it will bring up the control center. This gives you quick access to a lot of the cool features of the iPad, where you can turn airplane mode on and off, sort out your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, things like that. Quick and easy way to get to your often used settings. One of the best things about the most recent iPads is that it now supports widgets, and it supports them pretty well. You can get to the widget bar really easily by swiping in from the left-hand side of the screen. This will show you all the widgets that you've got set up. If, however, you swipe diagonally up from the bottom right of the screen, that will bring up quick notes. Great way to have a notepad for making quick notes whilst you're researching something, for instance. When you finish, click on done and it disappears. And to get access to your app library, all you need to do from the home screen is swipe left all the way to the end and it will show your app library. Not only does it show you all the apps, but it themes them and groups them according to the type of functionality and the type of app that it is. There are 3 main modes. Well, there's 2 multitasking modes because the first mode is full screen. So to get access to it, whichever app you're in, there are 3 dots at the top of the screen. If you simply click on that, you'll see 3 icons. The first one is the full screen mode. Second one is your split view, so you can have 2 apps side by side. And your last one is slide over view, where you can have an app on the right-hand side and you can layer over a main screen app. And there are several ways that you can set a slide over app. Now you can do it how we've been doing it before. Click on those 3 dots and then use the icon on the right hand side, and that will change the app into a slide over view. For me though, I think there is a more easy and more intuitive way of accessing your slide over apps, because for me, I might be checking my emails or going on the internet, so I've got a browser full screen, and then I might want to go and check my messages, or I want to have a Spotify playlist I want to start playing. So having those in a slide over app makes perfect sense. You can access that really quickly by swiping up from the bottom just a little bit to access that dock bar that I was talking about before. Find your Spotify app or your Messenger app or whichever app you want on that bar, hold your finger down on that, and then slide your finger to the right hand side of the screen and let go. It now puts that app in a slide over app mode. You can also have that on the left hand side of the screen if you'd rather. You can also stack these as well. So whilst I'm surfing the internet and I've got my Spotify playlist, if I want to send a message to someone or check my email, I can stack that as well. So again, swipe up from the bottom just a little bit to bring up the dock bar, go to whichever app you want, say Messenger or anything else like that, and then hold your finger down on it and then swipe over to the right hand side, let go, and it's now stacked on top of the Spotify app. And you can swipe your slide over apps out the way when you're not using them as well. So from the bottom of the screen on the right hand side, swipe up to the top and then swipe to the right, and that will put them out the way on the right hand side of the screen. If you want to get access to the slide over apps again, swipe in from the right hand side of the screen and the slide over apps appear again. What you will notice when you stack them though is that your most recently opened app is the one that goes to the top. So if you want to access the other stackable apps that you've got, swipe up from the bottom right hand side, simply select the one that you want to go to the top. You can actually really easily cycle through them as well. From the bottom right hand side of the screen, swipe up just a little bit, simply swipe left, and then that will bring the next app to the top. And you can keep doing that depending on how many stackable apps that you've got. It just makes slide over apps so super easy, especially for those things that you want to be present and easily accessible, but without taking up too much of your screen. And if you do want to close any of the slide over apps, simply swipe up from the bottom right of the screen just a little bit, and then whichever app you want to close, just swipe up over the top of it, and it will disappear. If, however, you want a split screen view and you want to have two apps running side by side, again, click those three dots on the top and select the middle icon, which will give you split screen view. It will then ask you to select another app that you want to run side by side by it. Now, if you are running two apps side by side in split screen mode and you want to make one of them full screen, that's really easy. Click on the three dots at the top and select the icon on the left hand side for full screen mode. Alternatively, using the line in the middle, you can hold your finger on it and swipe left or right, and that will make one of those apps go full screen. You can go completely nuts with slide over apps and also with split screen as well. So you can have multitasking where you've got your iPad, you've got split screen, one on the left, one app on the right, and the stackable apps on top, which I think is a little bit nuts because it's going to get really busy, but you can do it if you really want to. Accessing the widget screen is simply a swipe in from the left-hand side of the screen. And you can set it up to whatever you like. So if you scroll to the bottom of the widget screen, there's an edit button here. Now you can go and click on that. You can delete any of the widgets that are already there. There's a plus icon on the top left-hand side of the screen, and then you can then go and search for widgets, add any ones that you want to. There are even different versions of those widgets as well, depending on how much information you want to show and how much space you want it to take up. So widgets are a great way of seeing information from your apps without actually having to open them. Sometimes it is really useful to be able to take a screenshot of the iPad, and there are two ways of doing this depending upon the type of iPad that you have. So if you've got a home button like you do on the 9th generation iPad that I've got here, you need to press the home button and the sleep wake button at the same time. If, however, you don't have a home button such as the iPad Air or the iPad Pros, then you need to press the power and the volume up button at the same time. Once you take a screenshot, you can then annotate over the top of it, you can crop it, you can zoom into different sections until you've got the exact shot that you want. And then you can save the screenshot and do whatever you want with it. If you have an Apple Pencil, it gets even easier. All you need to do is swipe diagonally in from the bottom left of the screen to take a screenshot. So the main keyboard is really good to type on, but it does take up a lot of real estate on the screen. Fortunately, there are a couple of other keyboard views which gives you those smaller keyboards. One of the most common ones to use is the split keyboard, and changing the keyboard to that is really easy. On the bottom right hand side where the keyboard icon is, hold your finger down on that icon, now move your finger over to the split screen, let go, and it will put the keyboard on the left and the right hand side of the screen. If you want to go from the split view back to the main keyboard again, do the same. Hold your finger down on the keyboard icon on the bottom right, then select merge, let go of your finger. There's actually a really quick and easy way of actually doing that without having to go through the menu option. With both of your thumbs on the left and the right hand side of the spacebar, hold it down and then swipe left and right with your respective thumbs, and it will split the keyboard apart. And then to merge it back again, do the same in reverse. So hold both spacebars on both sides and then swipe in with them both, and it will merge the screens. If you want an even smaller keyboard, then hold down on the bottom right keyboard icon and select floating, and that will give you a small iPhone-like keyboard, which is really great if you want the keyboard to take up as little real estate as it possibly can while seeing what's behind it. And the great thing with the floating keyboard is that you can put it anywhere on the screen. So hold your finger down on the line that's underneath the spacebar and then move your finger around on the screen, and you can put the keyboard wherever you like. If you have an iPad, then you don't need a dedicated document scanner like I've got over there, because the iPad will scan documents for you. To do that, all you need to do is open the Notes app on your iPad. Then on the top of the screen, there is a camera icon. Click on that and then click on Scan Documents. It will then take a picture of your document and create it into a PDF, so you can do whatever you want with it after that. Family sharing allows you to not only share your iCloud storage amongst your family, but it also allows you to share your app purchases as well. So if one person in your family purchases an app, then the whole family can use it. So to set that up, in the settings on your iPad, click on your name on the top left-hand side and then click on Set Up Family Sharing, and simply follow the easy steps to get that set up. And in no time at all, you will be sharing not only your cloud storage, but your purchases, your ebooks, your subscriptions, and certainly saving yourself some cash across the whole family. You can also use family sharing to set up time limits and bedtimes for your kids, and it will also give you a report on your kids' screen time as well, so you can keep tabs on what they're spending their time on. So if you don't want to go and set all that up, but you do want to use your kid to use your iPad but only use one app, you can use guided access. This will lock your iPad so that they can only use the single app that you choose, and setting it up is really easy. In the Settings app on your iPad, go into Settings, Accessibility, and click on Guided Access. Then you just need to open up the app that you want your child to play and triple tap your sleep or wake button or home button if you've got one of those, and it will start guided access. it does mean that that app is the only app that will be accessible. There will be no notifications, no control center. They can't open any other apps. It will be just that one. To simply get out of guided access, just triple tap again to turn it off. Now you will need to set a session passcode for it just so the kids can't unlock it themselves. And I would thoroughly recommend making sure that you don't set it to the same passcode that you use to unlock your iPad. It is a really quick, fast way of getting a kid access mode on your iPad without much hassle. Probably the best tip I can give you for the iPad is get a pencil, because it just makes it so much easier to use a lot of the features that the iPad has. Taking quick notes, for instance, swipe up diagonally from the bottom right of the screen and it brings up the quick note window, and then you can just make some notes of whatever you were thinking about at the time, click on done, and it moves it out the way. Super easy. Try doing that with your finger. You can even take notes from the lock screen. So with the lock screen, if you just go and double tap on the screen, it will take you to your notes. You can then go and write, you can do drawings, scribbles, whatever you want. If you double tap with your finger, nothing happens. Drawing becomes so much easier with a pencil as well. I mean, you can draw with your finger, but it's not the same thing. You can't get the accuracy. With a pencil, it is just so much easier. Also, you can draw perfect shapes as well. If you've got a pencil, just draw, say, a circle, hold down with the pen and then let go, and it will draw you a perfect circle for you. Again, so much easier to use than trying to do things with your finger or anything else. So really, getting a pencil is a great idea, and it doesn't have to cost the earth either. So yes, you can get the Apple Pencil, the official Apple Pencil. Now, the first gen of that will cost you $99 US, and the second generation will cost you $129 US, so it's not cheap, but they are the best if you want to get the best of the best. However, you can get third-party ones like this one here. This will cost you about $30 US off Amazon. Now, it doesn't have touch sensitivity, but it does have most of the features. So it does still support tilt support and palm rejection, and it will magnetically attach to the iPads that support it. Battery life on this will last about 20 hours. This makes this a really good choice for kids, because I bought this for my daughter and she broke it in about a week. So it was on her desk and it fell on the floor, and then she moved back on a chair while she's trying to pick it up, and then the wheel of the chair rolled over the iPad Pencil. So it is really easy to do, and fortunately not that expensive to replace. And she hasn't done it again yet, so fingers crossed. These are just some of the best tips to help you get the most from your iPad. If there are any that I've missed that you think should have been on this list, then please let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to iPad or looking at getting a new iPad, then please check out my reviews of some of the iPads available up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, see you in the next one.